Gentlemen, we are here for the 19th round of the ARC Formula 1 Championship, the Singapore Grand Prix. Literally, it's 20 minutes off the back of the AF1 event, or AF2 event that took place here, I should say. And I'm doing double duty, so I just got done with that, and now just got done co-commentating there, and now I'm the lead commentator, solo commentator, the only commentator you'll ever need for the AF2 race. AF1 race, I'm good with numbers. Who's the furthest along here? Well, looks like it's Derek Dempsey, an ECR reserve, making his debut today at Singapore. There are a bunch of changed usernames in the event. As Derek Dempsey begins his first lap. And to say that my expectations are kinda high would be an understatement. They've been talking him up since he joined the league a couple days ago. And the time trial lap that I saw on the leaderboards when I was passing time earlier, that's not a good first impression. Now I'm board with Luke Treelor in the Red Bull car. Very colorful helmet down there. It looks like he just stole some textures from one of those Dr. Mario games. He's on his flying lap. He goes a bit wide through, I believe that is turn 5 there. That might be 6, actually. The game didn't validate him, so I suppose in the grand scheme of things, we'll take it. Weird audio bugs happening whenever somebody's at low revs. You love to see it. God forbid Codemasters/EA make a game that actually works properly. Sounds like my grandpa's old lawnmower. Anyway, there's Derek Dempsey. Well, head through the final sector, and he'll make the first flying lap of the session. Tristan Adams is retired from the session. I don't know if that was in the pits or yeah, I don't see him on the track, so he just did that in the pit lane. And here is Dylan Van Alzen with a new username. He is retiring from the session. Lee Kelly is retiring from the session. I think somebody had a qualifying penalty. I'll have to look really quickly and remind myself of who that may be. First lap of the session was a 36.67, by the way, but I totally glossed right over that. Hang on. Trying to find it. AJ Kinnickle runs the next lap of 1:37.27. I still can't find this. Oh, yeah, Lee Kelly had a qualifying penalty, and as did Tristan Adams, due to collisions of the Japanese Grand Prix that I totally missed. I'm sure those comments that just popped up are probably telling me exactly who got them. I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, never mind, just people cheering people on. As I cut away, I saw AJ get in the pause menu. He got very loose going under the bridge. Luckily he's on the in lap, so it doesn't really matter. We're following Cameron Dowds, another changed username. Really making my job harder than it has to be, guys. Wish my car did that through there. He is notably on the medium tires. I didn't put a detail on screen. It's something I'm supposed to do. Might be a bit of an information overload, but I do like to have as much stuff on the screen as possible, because I need as much as I can talk about as I can. If the AF2 race is anything to go by, we're going to be having a couple of safety cars in this race, so... A race that started with the same number of people as this event did, and ended with only 3 cars finishing the race. One of which was Tyler McIntosh, who's also here as, subbing in for Liam Carrig on Williams. And Cameron Dowds runs the lap time that's literally 2.5 seconds faster on the harder compound, because the soft tires are actually really not very good at this track, and I'm not sure why Derek Dempsey is on them again. I'm gonna follow Charlie Congdon as he is on his way around for his hot lap. He is on mediums. My PlayStation's having a problem. There we go. I am back. My PlayStation is having a bit of a difficulty processing menus. Comment section is literally blowing up. Oh my god. Anyway. Here we go. NRX. It sounds like it'd be a rallycross team. Also, yeah, I was like, Drake, what are we, in Uncharted here? Okay, he's going in anyway. I was gonna say, there's no way the game lets anybody do that. And we're now on board with Connor Hannock, who had just attempted the AF2 race. He did DNF, but, well, he got experience. He got warmed up. Maybe he, has learned and will not commit the same mistakes here in the AF1 race. And he is not making a lap. We had a very laid-back qualifying session in AF2 as well. I'm beginning to wonder if this isn't going to follow the same margin, as I believe we're watching Kyler Boggs, who must be missing a decent chunk of wing here. Yeah, he's not gonna... I assure you, at some point we will get qualifying laps set. Right now we've only got 3, and they're all in different second intervals, so... 3 laps are set, and they have a 3-second difference between them. It's not looking pretty so far. I'm not gonna mince words. We're on board with Dylan Van Alsem as he has just begun his flying lap. Maybe he can actually finish it. We'll have to find out. I believe also behind him would be, I'm not sure, I think that's a Williams. Yeah, it would be, Tyler McIntosh running behind him at the moment. The Alpine, the Williams, and the Red Bull dots all look exactly the flippin' same. It's really kind of irritating, if I'm honest. Tyler Crabtree has joined. He's normally an AF2 driver, but he didn't even make the AF2 race. Okay, that's more what I was expecting. Derek Dempsey runs a 32.8 on the soft compound. However, that's a death sentence. The soft tires literally last like 4 laps, and they are done. And overheating is a consistent problem with them, so if you don't wear them out percentage-wise, you'll wear them out because they'll be like literally on fire just from driving the track normally. As Van Alsem heads up towards the last turn, he's had a decent lap, and most importantly, he's completed the lap. It'll be a 35.5. As there is Crabtree. He appears to be subbing in for Jonathan Parker today. Tyler McIntosh has begun his lap. We'll ride on board with him for the time being. I'm aware there are other laps going on right now, but I don't know. He's the first one that I noticed, like AJ Knickel is also on his lap. Charlie Congdon is out of the session. Based on where he did that, that might have been intentional. I'm not saying like he intentionally wrecked the car, but he probably paused the game and retired from there. There's Van Olsen out of the way for the Williams driver. Bog just behind on an outlap on the medium tires. Honestly, him messing up his soft tire outlap was probably the best thing to happen to him. McIntosh is again on the soft tires, as he was in qualifying for the AF2 race. And I still question the decision making, considering how fast they wear out. He's actually backing off. He might be anyway. Yeah, he is. Perhaps he might be listening to the stream and I just clued him in by accident. It's either that or it was an installation type thing. That's also possible. This is not a hot lap. AJ Knickel improved to a 36.7. Dylan Van Olsen has entered the pits and retired the car. We'll run on board with Kyler Boggs, who I believe is the only driver on a competitive hot lap at the moment. Actually, he's on the only one on a hot lap at all, because this is AJ's in lap. So I'll be braking to probably one of my favorite tracks on, or one of my favorite corners on the calendar. Actually, Singapore is one of my favorite tracks on the calendar. Comparable with Suzuka, which I missed due to sleeping schedule. I sleep like a British person, but like worse. Actually, I sleep more like a... probably somebody... let's put it this way. My sleeping schedule was good before if the AM and PM were swapped. Now I fixed it, so I can actually broadcast this event. See, heading through the triple chicane section is Kyler Boggs. He's only got a couple more corners to negotiate. It's the final corner. What will his lap time be? It'll be a 35.4, just ahead of Dylan Van Olsen. And he's the only car on track. There's literally nothing else going on. Up there's an Alpine leaving the pit lane. That must be Cameron Dowds on his way out to begin his next run. Dempsey retires. I think I saw somebody leaving the pits last second there. There's Connor Hannock. There's more and more comments. Oh, was that a typo in the Discord? Alright, so I'm cross-eyed. That is Drake Dempsey. Apparently we are playing Uncharted here. I'm not good with names, especially when we're getting like 6 new drivers a month and I'm having to learn their names, so that's my bad. Oh my goodness. I don't know, I assume Dylan is going no in the chat because either he DNF'd or because he's also annoyed at my inability to pronounce names. I assume it's the former. So everybody that is remaining on the track that hasn't retired from the session or wrecked their car, they're on outlaps on the way around the track, Monza style. Cameron Boggs in the pits, and he's not going to be getting another lap in. smacked the micro accident. Yes, you qualified your teammate that has a grid qualifying penalty. Yes. Congratulations, Nicholas Latifi. All jokes. So yeah, who's gonna be the first of them to... Oh, it's gonna be Cameron Dowd's Smacker. You literally watched him drive out of the pit lane. I swear I'm good at my job, normally. It's down the, back-ish straightaway. I guess you'd call it a back straightaway. It's not, like, directionally the back, but it is the back because it's not the main one. He's going awfully fast. He's on the mediums, and if he can run any lap that's close to what Dempsey ran, then, well, it's not going to look pretty for him. Watch him up until he hits the Sector 2 timer and see how his lap is comparing. He is almost 4/10 up, but that's not quite going to challenge that previous lap set by Dempsey. As here goes, well, we have everybody on the track right now, so I guess we'll just follow them as they finish. AJ with a purple Sector 1. Gonna go ahead and assume that the game is lying to me, although AJ Nickel is on the softs, so... A 33.6 for Dowds, that is not pole, but it doesn't have to be. He's on the mediums. Oh, AJ is on the medium. It's because I have this on. Yeah, no, nobody's on the soft. I don't think anybody would ever be on the soft right now unless your name is Drake Dempsey. Connor Hannock run at 36.0. He's jumped AJ for the moment. And the two Tylers running up towards the line. McIntosh gets it invalidated, so he'll be starting in P9 for this one. And AJ then retaliates and takes it back. Crabtree runs at 38.4 to finish off the session. So there is qualifying. Dempsey is the only driver that starts on soft tires, which might be a suicide right there, because those tires will last you a grand total of 2 laps before you're dead. Dameron Couts. I guess that's one way to look at it. He's just trying to get out of the way, but I think if you were trying to do that, you'd be on the hards, wouldn't you? Or just not qualify, period. There are better ways to skin that cow than to, you know, be on pole. It's not really the best place to be out of the way. And so here we are, about to begin the formation lap for the Grand Prix. This is where I would check the points, but it's not super close right now, so that in my tablet is like not very high in power or high in battery life, so anyway, the cars are now spawned on the grid for the formation lap. Get my other data on screen. Yeah, unsurprisingly, even the drivers that started outside of the top 10 opting for their own set of medium tires. Get that engine nice and warm there, Dempsey. It's not a VTEC, but here we are. This is a very fast formation lap, I'm not gonna lie. No tire warming or anything. He's trying to keep the tire... No, he's actually probably doesn't want the tire temperatures up. He wants them to be as cold as possible. So he's not trying to warm them at all. I had not noticed that Kyler Boggs had run a qualifying time for 3rd place. Either I forgot about it or I didn't notice until just now. But yeah, that's where he's starting. And our points leader by some bombastic number of points, starting 10th after his qualifying penalty. So he has a QP, but he's not even starting remotely close to last. So there you go for that. He's still starting ahead of 3 cars. One of which also had a grid or qualifying penalty, but Luke Treelor and Matthew Stotts just did not make qualifying laps, so here we are. Noted McIntosh, and I don't remember, I think Congdon ran 1, but it might have been scuffed. Excuse me. Alright, and there's the 5 red lights. DUI is not all off my screen. Now it is. The green lights, the non-existent green lights are away, and we're green from the Singapore GP. Cameron Dowds gets an early advantage into 1. He's forced Dempsey off the track just a little bit. And it's all very processional. Dempsey fighting for his life on the inside line. Third turn, that's 4. He will remain ahead for the time being. Behind this is Van Alsem stalking the lead 2 cars. She's got ahead of Boggs off the jump, or off the grid. And Jack Nickel is somewhat in the mix. And I think we've gotten single file already, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty much. We've got we had Lee Kelly thinking about it, but Singapore Sling isn't the great passing zone, so he'll just have to wait for a better opportunity for that. And oh my god, Crabtree has absolutely wrecked his car through the Anderson Bridge. That's probably a VSC, yes it is. And apparently McIntosh might have caused that, as evidenced by the penalty he just received for that collision, so that's going to definitely hurt him later, as he'll have to make a pit stop not very long from now. And that's going to be served then there. If he's lucky, he can do that under a full safety car and mitigate some of that, but we also, worth mentioning, the VSC deltas in this game can be a little bit cuckoo, so don't be surprised if we see somebody get a penalty here. Dempsey is electing to get off of his soft compound tires at the earliest possible moment. We are not on lap 3. Do not feed me your lies from the tablecloth, game. McIntosh also pits, so I'm starting to bring into question. The VSC has ended, and shockingly no penalties for you know, never mind, we got one from somebody there. I didn't see the name in time. Let's do this while that was Luke Treelor that got it. And also Tristan Adams got a penalty for hitting him. I believe that may be incorrect, game. Cameron Dowd's already got a sizable gap over Van Alsem. And we haven't even completed one lap yet of full green flag running. The interval is still having a meltdown. Connor Hannock is not a lap down, game. Please stop. Yeah, this game doesn't make any sense, I tell you. Like, get this off my screen. So the positions are right, it's just that the intervals are completely wrong, as Connor Hannock has slightly missed the last corner. Fastest lap so far is Lee Kelly. Never mind, it is Matthew Stotts. Treelor in to serve the drive-through. Adams in because I don't know why. Man, this game is really, really feeding me some nonsense here. How have we not fixed this yet, Codemasters? It's been 3 games. I don't understand. Oh my god. No, Panic gets massively loose, collects Lee Kelly through the Anderson Bridge section. I don't know if Panic has sustained damage, but I would be surprised if Lee Kelly didn't. Oh, he did. Either he did or he really locked up there. I couldn't quite tell the difference. Nope, he has damage. He has mega damage. He's gonna let some cars pass him because he's just going to be an interference if he doesn't do so. Matthew Stott's nearly spinning out through that second chicane. Hannock missing the last chicane. He has also lost his wing. DRS has, I believe, now been actually enabled. I think. No. I am full of crap. Nope, it is. It's just that Kevin Boggs didn't get it off of Dylan. But AJ did, so he'll close in a couple of tenths there down this back straightaway. Pit stops going on between those two. They are literally gearbox to nose to gearbox right about now as they exit the pit lane. I feel like there might have been an unsafe release going on there. Matthew Stotts is very much filling Congdon's mirrors right now. Put the Alfa Romeo under pressure. DRS assistance is on the way, but that's not the greatest exit you can get there. McIntosh is all up in the Red Bull's business of Luke Treelor. But he's going to have to wait a pretty long time before he reaches a passing zone. He's on a completely different part of the track from this battle. Kinnickle is getting ever so slightly closer to that Aston Martin up ahead. Cameron continues to run fast laps, much to no one's surprise at the moment. More DRS assistance. AJ will be within striking distance on this next straightaway, I am fairly convinced. Dowds already possesses a 5-second gap to Dylan Van Alzem in second place. There's more DRS. Boggs has used the last of his overtake just about. And he's managed to be just far enough ahead to where AJ cannot do anything with him. The battle for 8th heads to the front straightaway, but Tyler is nowhere nearby to capitalize. AJ is still very close. He's got a poor exit there just now, and he's also pushing his fuel. I wish I could have a version of the telemetry that told me how fast they were going and all of that without also telling me that they were low on fuel. as the gap at the front continues to widen consistently. Cameron Dowds is lighting the track on fire right about now. Much of his normal competitors are not present at the front or at all in most cases, so he's just free to basically run time trials up there at the lead. Lee Kelly is stuck in 10th in traffic, and Mikey DeJong and Liam Angelicari are not present in the race, so Cameron doesn't really have much competition for this Grand Prix right now. AJ thought about ascend going into turn 6, but thought better. You might as well wait. We've got a lot more laps in store in this one. So... and McIntosh still attempting to get up to Luke Treloar. It's a jarring dimension difference. And Treloar isn't even using his overtake right about now. McIntosh definitely is. That's a lot of defense. That was just about a wheel collision there. Around the outside, McIntosh will try, but no dice. It's never likely to work out that way. It might work against an AI, but trying to pass on the outside there does not work against a human being. Unless the human being is not very good at the game. Connor Hannock is actually behind Lee Kelly in a, well, sort of miffed attempt to claim a points position. Dylan Van Alsem has entered the pit lane. AJ is even closer now to Boggs. And as far as I haven't seen contact yet, and I would also be surprised if there's not an overtake upcoming. Boggs is out of overtake, and AJ has arrived. Boggs will send it. He's gonna force AJ onto that outside curb, but AJ will still make that overtake and be on his merry way. Boggs almost spins out as soon as he encounters any amount of dirty air. That's how it be. We have a yellow in Sector 3. That would be Tristan Adams has spun just to pile onto the misery for his race so far. And he will be pitting in. What the heck happened to Tyler McIntosh? Don't remember him being back here. Hannock with a penalty. Trust me, y'all, I know who Dylan is. He's on my team. Oh, Matthew Stotts has found the outside curb, and I'm surprised that wasn't a DNF right there. To be totally honest with you. The way that that wheel hit that wall, that had terminal damage written all over it. It's a good thing there's no Nightbot in this chat, otherwise you'd definitely have been timed out for all those capital letters. I suppose you root for 2/3 of the field, you'll eventually be right? The race has become very spread out. There's a penalty for Matthew Stotts. The closest anybody is to anyone on the track right now is Lee Kelly is catching up to Dylan Van Alsem. Is he just in here naming every driver? Oh. That's a bra moment. Yeah, caps lock exists there, Durston. Anyway, Lee Kelly is definitely getting closer and closer to the Ferrari ahead of him. We also just saw, I think, either by mistake or something, I don't know what happened exactly, but Congan is ahead of Kyler Boggs up into third place now. Drake Dempsey is also right there on his diffuser. And, oh, it is a very slow crawl for him. He has to have damage of some kind, right? Yeah, he does. He's out of here. Phantom DRS for Dempsey. I almost called him Drake again. I almost called him Derek again. Yeah, the Ferrari will definitely be seeing this Alfa Romeo in its mirrors. Matthew Stotts is out of the race. He's driven right into the pit lane and quit, so he's gotten bored and left, as usual. Oh, there's a track extension for Lee Kelly. A rare mistake like that for our points leader, but he's still going to probably find a way around the Ferrari ahead with relative ease. Yeah, he couldn't really have any hope to outbrake him there. With that DNF from Matthew that promotes McIntosh into 10th place, so he will be scoring a point as of now. Tristan Adams runs the fastest lap of the race. Admittedly, it is a little more than a consolation prize at the moment for his, what his Grand Prix has become up to this point. I remember seeing Charlie Congdon in a race before this, but he's up 5 from where he started. He'd be driver of the day right now, mathematically, although similar mentions also go to AJ Knickel, who is running P2 right now. He's definitely filling in the void of where Liam Angelo probably would be right about now if he were able to participate in the race. He'd probably be a little closer to Cameron Dowds, but there's only so much you can do when the dude took off from pole and hit the ground running. Lock up under the bridge, but he can afford a couple of those. He's got a 15.5 second lead. There's a penalty for Luke Treloar. He has found a bit too much curb going through that corner. And McIntosh will be filling his mirrors for the foreseeable future, or until he just, passes him, I suppose. Panic with yet another penalty. Yeah, I suppose it is going quicker than Division 2 because we've only had one VSC as opposed to 3 safety cars up to this point. I'd like to point out that both the DNFs in this race are the Haas cars and nobody else. The JPM punch in the air right about now, I'm sure. Well, then again, if JPM's actual drivers were here, then they wouldn't be having this problem. There's a penalty for Drake Dempsey. Sound got really choppy there. He is quickly gaining on Kyler Boggs, who is also gaining on Connor Hannock. So there will be a 3-way fight for P6 in the near future, I imagine. Hannock takes a lot of curb there. I'm not surprised. I'm surprised that's not another penalty, but I'm definitely seeing where he's getting them from now. And Dempsey is there, oh my lord. And they are both getting straight up to Hannock here. They were almost 3 wide, and I think that Boggs just chopped Dempsey right there, knocking his wing off in his efforts to get around Hannock. Hannock has missed that corner, which will give Boggs the invitation he needs to move forwards. Yeah, that is definitely a broken wing for that Mercedes. Yeah, the camera there says it all. There's nothing there. Oh, save that. Oh my lord, Tokyo Drift. You would think his rear wing was gone with that one. Oh my goodness. As Kongdon is in the pits, I would like to assume this may be for damage. It might just be because the tires are worn. I don't know. It's damage. I couldn't see the damage, but it is damage. Whoa. The lead is 18 seconds, almost 19. Lee Kelly is up to third by just simply existing. Dempsey has retired. And I think we'll be seeing an incident submission on that one later. I mean, it was on the stream. It was caught in 4K. So... You're just over a third of the way through the race. We've had no safety cars yet, despite 3 DNFs. We've had a VSC right at the start. That's about it. And now everybody is very spread out. This is going to be very hard to keep the commentary up right about now, so... McIntosh is getting a little bit closer to Connor Hannock, though. Although his fuel delta is negative, which is interesting. He's obviously pushing to get to the McLaren ahead. And there's Dempsey on his way. I'm just reading the somewhat comical ARC Discord at the moment. The wording in there. Anyway, back to the topic at hand of this Singapore GP, where there's literally nothing happening. It's looking like 2019 right now. A little bit of a tangent off of the F2 race, where I foolishly thought that every season in F1 had been like 2019 and 2015. I'm also noticing that Kyra Boggs is starting to catch Van Alzen. McIntosh is no longer catching Connor Hannock. AJ Knickel enters the pit lane. His medium tires have reached the end of their life expectancy, I would have to assume. There we go. Cameron Dowds, I don't think will be far from doing that, especially having seen AJ go in, and knowing he's got plenty of free space to work with now. I do not think Knickel will be ahead of Lee Kelly on pit exit. No, not even close. He'll be coming out right along with Van Alzen and Boggs, though, so this will be interesting. Right behind the Ferrari, right ahead of the Aston Martin. He will slot in pretty much perfectly, but Kyra Boggs may have a chance to use AJ's cold tires against him and make the overtake, if he plays his cards right. AJ forces Boggs straight off the track on corner exit. I'm sure the Aston Martin driver is really loving him right about now after that. Big slide, I think that was for the Ferrari up ahead. Boggs about rear ends Canicola. I think he actually technically did, but just not very much, so it didn't really move AJ's car. Into the chicane labyrinth we go. Goes this battle for the podium position. Color scheme we got going here. This might as well be the darn Powerpuff Girls. The longer Van Alstom holds them off, the higher odds Charlie Congdon has of finding his way into the battle as well, so we cannot sit here for too long or we're just going to add to the train. AJ with a massive exit out of turn 4 there. So before we even get to the corner, he will be ahead of that Ferrari. And Boggs has just shoved, oh my lord, Kyler Boggs. Oh my god. Well avoided from the Alfa Romeo to avoid that, but that's the NFR style right there. That is the safety car. NFR has a history of being on the receiving end of things I cannot mention on stream. But just do that real quick and we'll look at the comment. That's what I'm saying, but I cannot say it on stream. We enter the safety car. Dowd said just pit a lap before the safety car came out, so he is fine to be exactly where he is. Lee Kelly will put on some mediums. And now suddenly Dowds is probably sweating looking in the mirrors. AJ boxes, Congdon boxes, nobody else is there at the moment. McIntosh is in. I have Tristan Adams is a lap down, but he's still in 7th place. Honestly, I'm really glad that the safety car happened, despite the fact that it did kind of involve one of my drivers being taken out. Just, commentator mask off for a second. There's a bar fight happening in the Air Discord at the moment. Certainly working to keep me entertained during the safety car period, I'll tell you that much. I would say it could get worse. The thing is, the way that it gets worse is NFR being out of ARC Formula 1 altogether. Oh wait, it is, so... We have 2 no-shows in AF2. We have this happening to our drivers here. Our NASCAR drivers, 2 of them hate each other after the last week's race. Or yesterday's race, I should say. I'm just at the center of all of it. It really should just be nuclear fission at this point. Where are you going, Trulor? The road's over here. Anyway, I'm trying to put the commentator mask back on. Hopefully Adams can at least finish the race. And, you're not supposed to do that here. This isn't NASCAR. You're not supposed to let people buy. Because it can give them illegal overtakes and all of that fun stuff. Anyway, right on to the actual racing. Safety car is in this lap. My lips are dry. It's not relevant, but... Any moment now, we will be green. Whenever Dowds feels like it. All right, we are now green. Yeah, floor in the middle of the corner. That's definitely safe. Oh yeah, right. Lap cars are ghosted. I totally forgot about that. Conkin has a huge run on AJ Kaneko going through 3. Ignoring yellow flag. What? How did he do that? I am confusion. Anyway, he's gonna go for the lead. And I think he's going to pretty much take the lead. Medium tires. True over the penalty. Good thing he's ghosted. He'd have just absolutely murdered Tyler McIntosh. Didn't. No, don't touch those curbs. Those curbs don't like people. Or cars. More importantly, don't like cars. You know, stagnating here a bit. More penalties being dished out. People trying to push their luck on these curbs. Finding themselves out of track limits, I suppose. Excuse me. Bit of an air lung restriction moment. What is Hannick up to? Like 9 seconds of penalties? Adams, you might want to move here. I'm just saying. There's no DRS, he can't just pass you like that, so... As we move on from that, I expect to see a penalty pop up in the very near future if Tristan Adams does not move. Yes, he's ghosted, but at the same time, like, that can still be a pretty big distraction seeing a translucent Alfa Romeo. Really, a translucent Ferrari in front of you. What car does my team have again? Anyway, I'm done being a moron for a moment. Lee Kelly has just showed himself out. He's already got upwards of 2 seconds on Cameron Dowd's. The Alfa Romeo Charlie Congdon is right up there on AJ's mirrors. Running 36s. He is checking right out of this hotel. DRS activated, but he's not super close to the Williams ahead, so I don't think the pass will be done here. Not even close. He's definitely got the edge on Kinnickle through the slower corners, but he just doesn't seem to get the exits out of fast ones, which is unfortunate, because all the straightaways on which you can pass come after high-speed corners, like this one, and that's a time penalty. And that's a spin, and that's a DNF, oh my god. And that is a virtual safety car. Very colorful commentary from me there. I definitely do tell it like it is. That is in fact DNF me. in case context clues have completely eluded anybody else who was watching the race. Oh, they escalated it to a full safety car. If anybody would be changing tires here or even making a pit stop, it'd be anybody that's on the hards right about now. If you're on the mediums, I don't think you change tires unless you have damage. And as far as I'm aware, nobody else does. I don't understand this whole audio thing that's going on. Dowd does not enter the pits. AJ Kinnickle will. McIntosh will follow him. So that'll be a Williams double stack. Interesting problem. Connor Hannick pits in. P pits in. Tristan Adams does. McIntosh will lose fourth to Hannick following this pit stop. Not to mention that he also put on a tire set that was actually more worn than the tires he was on before. I'm not really sure I follow, I'm gonna be honest. Well, that's just insult to injury at that point. And again, I just noticed that AJ put on mediums that have been worn up for 14 laps. He put on the mediums he started the race with. I can't imagine that's going to get you super far. I imagine those tires are probably dead. What are we doing here? Hey Nick, you have to catch up to them. You know that, right? Unsurprisingly, AJ has entered the pits once again, noticing the error of his ways. What's even more interesting to me is that that happened, and it also put, like, that double stack never had to happen at all. And you don't want to put on hards or softs from here either, because hards are slower, and softs might not even make it to the end of the race. Like, no lie, I've been told that the soft tires wear about 16 to 18% here per lap. It might be 14 or 15 with low fuel in the car, but that's still... You get punctures at 75, so even if you minimize that to 13%, you'd still be in puncture range after 6 laps. And we'll have 7 or 8 to go at the end of the safety car period. What the heck? What the heck? How are we doing this under safety car? I'm puzzled. I am visibly confused by what I'm witnessing here. And yeah, moving on from that. Safety car is not in this lap, probably because Blue Tree Lore is not with them. Jeez. Tree Lore goes into the pits once again. Serving his stop-go for speeding. Ah, directions are hard. At this point, I'm hoping the safety car goes in either way, because I don't think that, I'm pretty sure that Tree Lore will not be there at the end of it, so... I would ask how you know this, but I honestly am not sure I want to know how you know this. Unless you're like literally in the same room. Well, I see why DeJong didn't show up to this event. That much is plainly obvious. I feel like the AF2 stream was half race commentary and half improv comedy. This race has been half commentary and half casual conversation. I didn't read the AF1 chat very much today, so... Like, I looked at it. Obviously, I was, like, pinged in it. I noticed that much, but, like, beyond that ping, I didn't really pay attention to what was being said in there, so... On this occasion, the lapped cars are not in amongst the field. Well, I wouldn't look at them if we weren't under safety car, by the way. As we're getting to the end of the race, if you commented again, I wouldn't look. My tablet is dead, so I cannot do it that way. So... And then, if I did the whole border thing, then there'd really be too much on screen. You have Connor Hannock to the inside of McIntosh. They've both been passed by the ghosted Tristan Adams. There's some side pod contact there. What is going on? I thought Hannock was about to run right into the back of McIntosh, but he managed to keep it off of him at least. Only just. I guess if I can find a gap in the racing action long enough, I will probably go into the settings and bring up the border. And I guess the thing is, like, it's not really a ton of effort for me to look at the comments. All I just do is hold the PlayStation button down, and they're shown there on the quick menu. The problem is that it cuts away from the game. I'm also pretty sure that just the ARC channel itself doesn't really want the thing on the side of the screen. Like, I just kind of feel like as the Racing League channel would just kind of have it to where we don't have the border on the screen. What do you mean he isn't drunk? He's on 7. Oh my god, I looked away from the screen for 5 seconds and Lee Kelly has absolutely died and there's another safety car. I look away for 5. Look what you made me do, Liam. Maybe miss the Lee Kelly DNFing the car. This is obviously your fault. Well, I was looking down for seconds. I was reading your comments in the video. I turned on my tablet because I just figured I can charge it. Well, I guess that maybe makes things a little more interesting in points, you know? As if that matters at this point, but here we are. Oh my lord. That's why you turn the limiter on, Macintosh. I would think of that as being more of a Scottish thing, or Irish being able to down an obscene number of beers and get away with it. So there's our final safety car for the day. We'll be restarting, I think, with 3 laps to go. So it's not going to quite be the green-white checkered we had in AF2, but it's going to be awfully close. And now McIntosh is going to try his luck once again with the soft tires, same as Hannock and Luchur. Honestly, the way you're typing, Liam, you look like you're the one who's drunk, not him. Yes, Mickey, for your information, the race is not finished, obviously, because A, it's Singapore GP, it's like the longest Grand Prix in the game. And B, this is our 3rd safety car, I believe. Man, get a room, you two. I'm trying to have broadcast a league race here. Goodness me. As we wait for the race to go green one more time. I guess I should probably plug the things in all of the descriptions if you're interested in signing up for the races, as that's something that AJ did over and over again for all the safety cars in the AF2 race. In the description you'll find sign up things and the way to get into the Discord server to do the sign up things for this or Formula 2, NASCAR, Heat 5, will soon to be NASCAR 21 Ignition, and a myriad of Project Car series. Please sign up for the Project Car series, they don't get the numbers that NASCAR and F1 do. We already lost the Gran Turismo Sports Series we had because nobody showed up. There's also Enduro GT, which is kind of endurance-based. We have our own endurance. How? How did that happen? Get a bloody room, you two. Oh my lord. Anyway, we move away from the drunken Europeans off to the side. I believe the safety car should be going in on this lap. Keyword is should. All 6 cars are here. You've got a Gran Turismo 4 field remaining of vehicles. Apparently the safety car is going in? Yeah, it is. It just didn't tell me, but I think it is, because Cameron Dodds is, you know, not going very fast. So it'll be a 3-lap shootout to decide the race. Dowds is leading, but he is on somewhat worn hard tires. AJ with also somewhat worn medium tires. And everyone else behind. Well, Connor Hannock is no longer behind, but McIntosh is on fresh soft tires, so if he does something right now, he might be on to win the race. But considering how easy these things wear out, that's probably not super likely. As I assume Hannick pit for a stop go that he got, apparently. There's Tristan Adams making an appearance and playing distraction on Tyler's screen. That's only a small problem with ghosting lap cars. They can just drive through you and totally throw you off. Tyler McIntosh gets his aggressive braking and almost finds AJ's gearbox. That was a little bit sketchy. You know, I'm not exactly sure why we have this weird low revs, like, lawnmower audio glitch, but I guess it is the better alternative to, the heck? He must be going, he's going for fastest lap, I'm assuming. Yeah, he is. Quite backed off that much. He's got plenty of space to go for it. But he's got to go faster than Connor Hannick, who's much in the same boat. No one got DRS there? That's weird. So I wonder if any number of team orders are in play, if McIntosh is allowed to overtake AJ here or not. If he's going for the fastest lap, yep, AJ's going to let him by. Because if he's going for the fastest lap, it would be in AJ's interest to not interfere with that. Because that's ultimately the same net number of constructors' points, even if it is losing him 3 in drivers. Part of me wonders if it's, if he's going to then let Tyler back by, or wait, what? He's going to have Tyler let him by at the end of the lap? I'm not really sure. So I wonder if McIntosh is getting dirty air from the Tree Lord despite him being ghosted. I'm not sure. I guess ask Tyler, I suppose, huh? He didn't get DRS. Well, actually, well, there's the fastest lap. Will Connor Hannick be able to beat it? Based on that time interval, I'm thinking that's a no. Yeah, that's a no. He's not even going that fast. Interesting audio there. You know, I think Tyler McIntosh is okay. Well, that's not how you slow down. That's how you crash. I think he's trying to let AJ by, but I don't know if he realizes he has a penalty and he can, like, that would have just given AJ the position anyway. Like, he had a time penalty. AJ would have gotten second back either way. And, alright, well, that was convoluted, not gonna lie. Hannick got absolutely nowhere near that time that Tyler McIntosh ran. Unless this, actually, no, was that his outlap? Another penalty for Luke Treelor. Man. I believe Hannick may have damage. Meanwhile, Cameron Dowds has won the Singapore Grand Prix. It'll be a 12-second margin of victory. AJ Knickel is going to take a podium, and he will share this podium with his reserve teammate and future AF1 teammate, Tyler McIntosh. Admittedly, that penalty means nothing because he is 34 seconds ahead of Connor Hannock, and that's before all of his penalties are calculated, so... Tristan Adams with 5th. A lap down, but he stayed the course. I didn't realize he was still here. Treloar survives for 6th. And here comes Hannock to finish off the GP. Tyler McIntosh was driver of the day, finishing on the podium from qualifying. I believe it was 9th with no time set. I think Dowds had the lead from like turn 2 onward, and pretty much, I mean, Lee Kelly had it until he found a bridge, but as soon as Liam wrecked, it was never in doubt. I'll show myself out. So you look at the results. We had 5 drivers with no penalties. Cameron Dowds is the winner. AJ and Tyler create a double podium for Team 44. Hannock survives for 4th, actually beating his result that he took in the AF2 race, where he crashed out for 5th. Tristan Adams is 5th. Lee Treloar 6th. Lee Kelly had it all, and then he had nothing, and finishes 7th. Congdon 8th. Kyler Boggs currently 9th after wrecking Dylan Van Alzen. Drake Dempsey scored 0 points on his debut, and then both the Haas cars DNF super early in the race. So that is our streaming for today, both streams. I do not know what the next Grand Prix is. I want to say it is... I don't know, I have no idea. I'll be dead honest. But whenever it does come around, if sleep patterns allow, I will be here to broadcast it. But until then, we are done.